Oh my God. I'm getting literal goosebumps. I don't know if you could see them, but oh. What's up, dreamers? Welcome back to the Rocker Review, where every Monday we take a different song, different artist, different genre, and we pick it apart and see what kind of songwriting lessons we can learn from it. I'm Bryce of Midnight Notion, and today's song is Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio. Now, I had planned to do a different song today. I knew that the genre was rap or hip-hop or an R&B, and I had planned to do a different song, but I woke up this morning and I learned that Coolio had just passed. And when people pass, I like to reflect on what they've done, what they've accomplished in their lives, and what memories they've given to me. Now, I was around in the 90s when Coolio was, rising to fame. I remember watching him perform on All That, but not really knowing who he was. And my only memory of that was that he was saying, "I'm smiling," but he wasn't smiling when he was doing that. I also remember his theme song for Kenan and Kel. And I know that he's done Gangsta's Paradise. I know I've heard the chorus, but when I was young, when I was a kid, I was really only listening to country and pop, I think. And so it kind of went in one ear, out the other. I never really paid attention to it. So today, we're going to take a look at Gangsta's Paradise in memory of Coolio, see what he had to say in one of his most popular songs, and really just dissect it, see what we can learn. But before we rock, there's 3 things you got to know. Number 1, I am going to stop it a lot. I'm focusing on song structure and songwriting and just music in general. So I'm going to comment on a lot of stuff. Bear with me. Number 2, I'm improvising. I'm going into this almost empty. Yes, I've heard the song, but I never paid attention to it. And I don't like adding context. I want to listen with fresh ears and knowing that the context that we learn later will probably make it even better. And of course, number 3, I hope we both have fun. So strap in, rock that subscribe button, and here it goes. Classic. String 3. We got a 4/4 time. As I walk through the Okay, let's talk about it section by section. We have an intro that's just strings, and then let's hear what the bass line is. Is it a bass? Is it a low string? That's the low line. And then we got just a little bit of drums there, like a kick drum, and a lot of hi-hats. And then at the end of this intro, we get a crack of the snare on the 4, leading us into the first verse or the first set of lines. Now, I have a question for all of you hip-hop fans out there. What do you call the first part of singing that isn't the chorus or the hook? Do you call it a verse? Do you just call it bars? What name do you give to that section? I always call it verse, because in rock that's a verse, but I want to know what you call it. So let me know in the comments below. Let's continue. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed. Okay, I love that last part of the line. We got death left that. Oh, so long. Okay, this is one of those creative bits where it actually, the rhyming word is long, but that even my mama, I think that should be on the next line. I like to have the rhyme at the end of the lines when I'm writing it out. So our rhyme scheme is A-A-B-B, death, left, long, gone. But I love that it's very, it feels very standard structure as far as lyrical melody or vocal melody. It's not really a melody, but like the rhythm of his voice. Da 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 da. Right, but then when he kind of stretches it a little bit on that 3rd and 4th line, because I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama, there's a sort of a speed up on that 4th line. It makes things interesting that 4th time around. Again, this is pattern breaks. You set up a pattern, it's consistent, and then you break it on that 4th time, makes it interesting, draws us in. I like that a lot. The Valley of the Shadow of Death, I believe that's a prayer. I feel like that's a biblical reference. I don't know the specific passage, but I believe that's what it is. The Valley, is Coolio from East Side, West Side, born in Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania. Okay, so I don't think the valley refers to like the West Coast Valley, but it could. You never know. Took a look at my life. He's reflecting on his life. He's feeling like there's not much left, and his mom is obviously not approving of what he's doing. Let's see where we go from here.
Even my mama thinks that my mind is gone, but
We also gotta stop there. The drums stop hitting the snares, and it's just the hi-hat, and then the snare comes back in. So there's a drop on the snare. Listen to this.
blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't
There we
never
go.
crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying in chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
Okay, so then we come to the chorus. So our verse has 3 sections, 3 paragraphs, 3 stanzas, whatever you want to call them. The second one, we start switching it up. We go out of this AABB rhyme scheme. Never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Unheard of is kind of a slant rhyme to deserve it. And then we have some mid-sentence rhymes. You better watch how you talkin' and where you're walking. Talking and walking are rhymes in the middle of the line. And then chalk isn't really a rhyme with walkin', but ak, that sound is the same. So again, it's kind of a slap rhyme. So we have a, and then BBB. There's like multiple ak sounds. And then this is kind of a threat. You watch how you're talking or you'll be lined in chalk. That's kind of a reference to when police find a dead body and they outline it in chalk to show where the body was. That's kind of a threat here, but you know, that's where he comes from. This is stuff that he experienced. This isn't stuff that I experienced. I'm just a little white boy in suburban Minnesota, so I can't relate necessarily to the content of the lyrics, but we can talk about the rhyme scheme. And obviously, it's heavy enough. It means something to him, and it meant something to a lot of other people. The song really exploded. So obviously, there's things in here that people are really connecting to. We have more internal rhymes. I really hate to trip, but I gotta loke. Apologies, I don't know what that means. I want to say location. Referring to a location either known or unknown. So hide? Really hate to trip, but I gotta loke. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. The kind of G little homies wanna be like. On my knees in the night. That's night is kind of like saying prayers in the street. Like there's a lot of really cool sounds happening. Loke, croak, pistol smoke. Okay, that's all easy to pick out, but the kind of G homies want to be like, that's really interesting to me when you have the rhyming word, but then you add one more word after it. It's very 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗅 style.
R to the O to the N, and then I say Swanson's got swagger the size of Big Ben clock.
Dude, you gotta end it on the rhyme.
I know what I have
You
to
had
do.
it at
I
Ben.
know, I got it.
Even though 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗅 came way after Coolio, obviously. But I like that thing. The rhyming word is be, but like is added after that. And then on my knees in the night being a rhyme with like, and prayers in the street light, also a slant rhyme of like. There's a lot of cool rhymes in here. Very cool wordplay. I mean, it's not really wordplay. It's just wordsmithing, right? It's taking words that sound the same and intermixing them throughout the stanza to make them, I don't know, it just sounds cool. Let's get to the chorus. Okay, so our chorus is 4 lines, and it's basically the same thing each time. The first 2, it's been spending most their lives, and then the second 2 is keep spending most our lives. Everybody's in the gangsta's paradise, according to the song. They've been spending, we've been spending, everybody's been spending 4 times through, same words all the way through almost. Makes it really easy to sing. This is the hook, this is the chorus, this is the part we all remember. We obviously have the addition on top of the drum beat and the bass loop and the strings. We have the choir. singing their harmonies in the background. So excellent. I'm also really appreciating the bass in this song. I don't know if it's a live bass. It might be a keyboard. It has sort of a synthetic vibe to it. But either way, the bass is moving more than just the root notes. It's actually moving and there's some climbing in there. Really cool bass line. Really cool song. I mean, I think I think this was a loop coming from Stevie Wonder? No, I'm getting that confused. One of the problems with listening to hip hop and R&B is not everything is 100% original. A lot of it is about taking a loop and adding something new to it. So is this a loop that they created, that the producer created, or is this a loop that they found and they put something on top of it? Either way, it's a cool loop, and we see why it was. I mean, it just gets stuck in your head. Bing, 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 bing. Really simple. And then the change ups, how do we keep it fresh? How do we keep it interesting? Because if you take that 1 bar or 2 bar loop and you just loop it for the entire song, you're going to get bored. You're going to be like, I'm sick of hearing the same thing over and over. So the way you change it up is you take instruments away. So you have the strings for a little bit, you cut the strings out. You have the bass for a little while, you cut the bass out. You have the drums going, you cut the drums out. Doing that and intermixing what's dropping at what point, that can help you emphasize certain words, and that can also help it keep fresh. So that's what's happening in this song. Let's go into the next section.
Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the state, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated.
Did you hear that? Every single thing dropped out there at that last line. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. That line is emphasized by nothing but drums. The bass is gone. All the background music. Listen one more time. Bass, shaker, and drums. Just drums. I like his delivery on got me chasing dreams. There's sort of an upward pull on there.
I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my 10 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banker. And my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, their thing.
Is that a callback? We got a Pistol Smoke fool in the early part. And then at the end here, we got a fool. This is in the second stanza of the second verse. So it's not exactly in the same place as it was in the first verse, but it is a common theme. This is a big warning, right? This is don't mess with me kind of song is what I'm getting from it. He's talking about his life. It's been hard. He can't have a normal life. He's raised by the street. But he's also sending a warning to everybody else. Like, don't get in my way. Don't make me angry. I'm ready for this. I'm prepared. You might not be as prepared as I am because I've been living in the gangsta's paradise. So just watch out. Don't arouse my anger, fool. Anger is tough, man. Anger is really hard. A lot of people are dealing with anger in some way, shape, or form, and a lot of people tend to misplace it. They put it onto others, or they put it into different vices. And so I just want to encourage you all, as you're listening to songs that talk about anger, really reflect on it yourself too. Where are you putting your anger? I want to know in the comments, how are you dealing with that in a respectful way that doesn't hurt other people? For me, when I get angry, I got to play the drums. That's where I go. I just bang as hard as I can. Bam, bam, bam. And it just like swinging the arms, getting the blood pumping, getting just the soul moving a little bit. Play a little heavy metal, and I feel so much better afterward. And then I can use that music to inspire other people to take their anger out on music. And then we're creating all this art for people to enjoy and to attach to. That's how I use it. I want to know how you use it in the comments below. Let's keep going.
Death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23 now, but will I live to see 24? The way things is going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see?
Little ooh.
The ones we hurt are you and me.
Potent line there. I don't know what to call this. I was going to say pre-chorus. It's a different section, right? We have singing instead of rapping, and it's not the chorus. So it's a whole different section here. We have a first verse, chorus, and a second verse, and then this singing part. Would you call that a bridge? I don't know. I think I'm going to call it a bridge because it's not really a pre-chorus. It hasn't repeated yet unless it comes back later. It doesn't look like it comes back later. But tell me, why are we so blind to see the ones that we hurt are you and me? And that's the part that's hitting me. That's, again, what I was talking about with anger. When you're misplacing your anger, when you're putting on somebody else, you're hurting them, but then you're also hurting yourself. And then they come back after you and they hurt you, and they're also hurting themselves. And just eye for an eye makes the world blind, right? So really reflecting on this, I see that he's not sure if he's going to live to 24 because of the gangsta's paradise that he lives in. He doesn't know how things are going to shape up. Life is obviously kind of a wreck right now. We do know that he does make it to 24, well past. I think he was 59, I believe. But it is important to reflect on life. You never really know when death is going to come. It could be tomorrow, it could be tonight, it could be 100 years from now. Wherever it comes, you can't really do anything about it, right? People have taken really extreme precautionary measures and still died. And people have been really super reckless and survived. There's really no telling what your experience is going to be. So if I'm going to take anything from the song, it's to really think about today, to really think about who you're interacting with, how you're interacting with them, and to make sure that you're being honest about it, about yourself, about your relationships, that you're speaking your truth right away. Because gosh dang it really sucks when somebody passes and they didn't get to say what they wanted to say, or even worse, when they pass and you wanted to say something to them and you never got the chance to do so. So speak your truths today. Be honest with your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever it is, and just make sure that you don't find yourself living in that regret. Oh, I wish I would have said. I wish I would have said. Go out and say it.
Money and the power, minute after minute, hour after hour.
I love that line so much. Power and the money, money and the power, minute after minute, hour after hour. It really just, I don't know what it is about that line, but it's very beautiful for me. There is a rhetorical device I don't remember the name of. If you know it, put it down below. Power and the money, money and the power. You're saying it one way. You're starting with power and then money. And then the second time when you repeat it, you invert them. You do the inverse. So power and money, money and power. You're re-emphasizing the same point, but it kind of builds a circle, if you will. Power, money, money, power. It kind of makes it go around. It makes it seem like this is a thing that just never ends. Cycle, cycle, cycle. And then he emphasizes that point even further by saying minute after minute, hour after hour. So a lot of repetition in here, but he's using the language that he's been given to really illustrate how this thing just is a never-ending cycle. And I really think that's awesome. That's probably my favorite line so far. It's really beautiful.
Minute after minute, hour after hour, everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool.
Oh my God. I'm getting literal goosebumps. I don't know if you could see them, but I don't think I'm the right person to articulate what I'm hearing here, because we're coming here for music. We're not coming for a crash course on Black American history, but there is a crash course on Black American history, and that is on the channel Crash Course. I highly suggest it. Clint Smith is a great instructor. It breaks my heart to hear this line. They say I gotta learn, but nobody's here to teach me. That's powerful. It's heavy, right? It's hard to talk to give praise and to really like celebrate a song when it just feels so heavy. You can feel the weight of these words. And I just got to say, I appreciate it. Coolio, I appreciate what you did. I appreciate what you say here, calling attention to these things. Obviously, there are other artists who have done the same, who have called attention to their lives. But really sitting down and reading these lyrics and understanding the context behind them, or at least just a tiny little bit of it, it makes my heart hurt. I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. And then we got that fool. Fool shows up in all three of the verses. Whether he's talking about someone else or he's talking in the mirror, either way, the fool is a recurring theme here. There's a lot of kind of introspection, like, okay, is the streets right? Is book smarts right? Is like, what is the right thing? There's a lot of wrong, and I'm feeling a lot of wrong. What is the right thing? And you can see him kind of contemplating here and just kind of throwing up his hands and going, well, I don't know, this is life, I guess. And oh man, I'm really appreciating these lyrics. They're really making my mind spin. And actually, the lyrics are moving me more than the music. The music is pretty simple. Basically a 4-chord progression, a bass line, some strings, some drums, and a chorus coming in every once in a while. Not much more than that. But these words are really just, they're just hitting hard. Let's finish it off.
I guess they front, that's why I know my life is out of luck, fool.
Then fade out. Does it fade out? Keep going. Oh, just the. Okay, I like that last bit a lot because you can hear each part of the chorus. There's a lot of movement going in there. We have, I think the berries, the lower notes are starting up. They're just climbing down the scale. So the higher ones. I don't know, there's a couple of layers in there, but it's really cool to hear them on their own. Now I see at the bottom here, songwriters Wonder Stevie. So this must be a loop coming from Stevie Wonder. I thought that there was something there. I don't know the original song. I'm curious what the original song is, but today's song, we're not talking about Stevie Wonder. We're talking about Coolio. So that's Gangsta's Paradise. What he brings to the song is clearly some remixing. They're probably adding a few instruments or deciding when the drops are happening in the song. But mostly it's the lyrics. And these lyrics are so freaking heavy. I'm looking at them and I just feel sorrow. I see someone who's experienced a tragic life and is wondering if they're going to keep surviving. I see that they're reflecting on their own attitude, but they're also reflecting on the attitudes of others. So we initially have a lot of stuff about like, watch out for me. I'm going to make you, you and your friends are going to be lined in chalk. And then we have educated fool with money on your mind. You're dreaming. You got big dreams. You're trying to figure out how things are going to work. But then wait a second, I could die any day. And then we come down and we start reflecting on, oh man, like all this stuff, this cycle of abuse or this cycle of trauma, the cycle of just anger. When's it going to end? It's just going to keep on going forever. Is this the right thing? Is it the wrong thing? I see in this song a whole story from beginning to end. It seems like somebody's growing and learning, and they're coming around and they're looking at they're looking backwards, right? Then even in here we had everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking, right? They're just going in different directions and not paying attention to the world around them. He's finally starting to look. He's running, he's slowing down by the end, and he's starting to look back at what exactly he's running from. This is a really beautiful story. Hard, heavy, yes, but beautifully written and really poignant. And I can see why this attached to so many people got something out of the song. And I'm sorry I missed it when it was popular. But you can't deny the catchiness of the hook. Just those string stings. The chorus is really catchy. It's obviously the same line over and over and over, so it's easy to pick up on. That is clearly one of the two of the main reasons why this is so popular. But then when you really sit down and look at these lyrics like I am for the first time today, just wow. Just wow. Well done, Coolio. Thank you so much for your contributions to the world. Rest in peace, and I hope all well wishes to Coolio's friends, families, and of course all of the fans out there who are going to be missing him. This is the video. We're ending on kind of a somber note, but let's use this somber tone for something good. Let's turn our sadness and our anger into something we can create or something we can make and share with the world so that they can also be part of this experience. Like, look, Coolio had a rough time. He turned it into a song, and now we're all celebrating it. What can you do with your anger? What can you do with your sorrow? Put it into a song, or draw a picture, or just make something. And you know what? Share your art in the comments below. I think we'd all love to see what you've made in your sorrow. Of course, I've made a lot of stuff in my sorrow. Midnight Notion is the name of the band, and there are multiple songs out there for you to hear. A lot of them deal with depression, so take a listen to that. Make sure you rock that subscribe button. We're doing new music every single Monday here on this channel, and the next genre is other. That means we're going to do a random country generator, and we're going to find a country in the world, and we're going to find some music from that country. So we'll find out what that is next week. But make sure to rock that subscribe button and tune in until then. Thank you so much for coming here, for watching this. I hope you're well. I hope you have an excellent day, week, month, year. I hope you have an excellent life. And just remember, use that anger and that sorrow for something good. I love you. I appreciate you. And of course, you rock.